Invalid option.
Well, we know that one of the functions is of childhood behavior is attention.
Where's the academy?
I hung up, but I'm going to call back in. We're getting significant distractions from a Hotepian or two. I'm going to dial back in. Let me see something.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let me jump back in. Time out. I'm back.
Teacher about astrophysics and I'm
back. Let's get back.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Queen. Thank you for that. This is what I want to say about that. Attention is the #1 function of misbehavior. And it sounds like your son is kind of thirsty for attention.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning on in. We got quite a bit to get into during this live stream, but it's going to be brief, though. We're going to go, I got to go bury tonight. Okay, let's go.
FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. It's 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 coming. Oh, it's coming. FDMG is coming. FDMG is coming. Thought his personality be twerking. It's twerking.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning on in. I appreciate it. Yeah, we just got done with a live stream for members only. It was supposed to be like 30 minutes, but we went like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. And we're dealing with Cheyenne Bryan and Mark Lamont Hill's interview of Jaquel Pitts. And it's something to behold. We'll be doing another live stream next week to do part 3. Thank you guys again for tuning on. I hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful day. I want to get right into this because I don't want to keep y'all too long. And I got to go to bed a little earlier tonight because I really need some sleep. Bad. I want to thank the mods too for handling business. Also, thanks to everyone who's been supportive of the YouTube page. I appreciate it, and I'm very grateful and very thankful. Got some important changes coming up here, probably in about 2.5 weeks. So by the end of this month, and I'll talk more about that in the future video. But I will have more time here for YouTube. At least I'm planning on it, and I have to get back to this documentary. I haven't really worked on it. It's been close to 3 months. And I need to get that done so that I can move on, okay? Because I put a lot of work into it. I just haven't had much time. Okay, thank you guys again. Xenopoli became a member. Thank you so much. Miter Sangita became a member. Four Soul Sisters became a member as well. And Enterprise became a member as well. Okay, we had a wonderful live stream for members only just a while ago. So thank you guys so much. Okay, let's get going here. I want to get right on into it. Well, first thing I want to do is I want to share. Umar went live today. It is a fairy tale. Yeah, it is. It's a fairy tale. You show gratitude and appreciation to your father. Yeah. He does. He chastises his followers. I think that's one of his problems. He hasn't humbled himself, and he feels so entitled. You know, you guys don't have to be here. You guys don't have to be supportive, but you guys are here. You are supportive. I should be appreciative of that. But Umar, he takes an opposite orientation. Okay? He feels like he's entitled and that people should be there, and if they're not, then they're haters. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to stay out this chapter because I'll get blown off. I want to get right on into this. Okay, so Umar went live today. I'm going to play that. It's a short video. It's about 8 minutes. Well, actually, let's wait because I want to make sure we get enough people in here so that I won't have to rehash it later on once we get the numbers up. Let's finish up with where we left off yesterday. Okay, because we were watching the video where Umar was giving a talk, and it's this video right here. And actually, I didn't write down where he ended, but I'll be able to figure it out once. And let me make sure this is the right version.
In the bottle, call it Ritalin, and you give it to a son so he can sit still long enough to learn about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't think we got far into this at all. I think we got to like the 5-minute mark. So we'll start right here. Okay, let's get going.
If you have a severe autism child, if you have a severe emotionally disturbed child, if you have a child with Down syndrome or cerebral palsy, they're going to need full-time special ed. Most charter schools don't have that. And if the charter school don't have that, they have to pay for your child to get it.
He always
The
screaming.
law is clear. If a parent can prove that the public or charter school has failed the disabled child, you can make them pay for that disabled child to get educated at it.
Yeah, this was one of his hustles back in the day. I've talked about this in the past, and there's litigation that was associated with this too. So you can find Umar associated with court documents dealing with this exact thing. He was calling himself a doctor back then, but he didn't have a doctorate back then. Okay, but this is old rhetoric of Umar. It's one of the scams he used to run. See, he was a school psychologist, but then he would also take on clients who had children who he believed were misdiagnosed. So he would diagnose them and then go against the original diagnoses, and then there would be litigations as a result of it. That's one of the reasons why he screwed up his career, because he was causing so many problems and it became expensive. See, a lot of people don't know that about Umar. And he always goes against the grain. So he'll misdiagnose a child just so that it goes against their original original diagnoses. And then in some cases, that child's parent would hire him in court to work on their behalf in a court situation so that they would get paid. That's the Umar's double dipping. See? And that's one of the reasons why he ruined his career.
A few more things. Number one, don't go to no school meetings by yourself. Mothers, fathers, I hope you're listening. Do not go to the school by yourself to discuss with your child. You always need 2 witnesses with you. Always have 2 witnesses. You know why? If you go by yourself, they can lie on you. They can misrepresent your words. They can plagiarize your name, and you have no proof. Take somebody with you, always. Number 2, don't sign any school paperwork you haven't read and don't agree with. Now, that sounds like common sense, don't it? So let me ask you this. Why do most of y'all sign school paperwork you don't read? I can count on one hand the amount of times I've seen a parent read a psychological evaluation in front of me. On one hand, in 25 years. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen a black parent read the IEP from cover to cover. I've almost never seen it in 25 years. Y'all show up. Y'all ask the white people, what do y'all want me to sign? Y'all sign, and y'all go home. Y'all don't read nothing, and they know you're not going to read it.
Yeah. See, he's so disparaging. He disparages black people all the time. And then he's the deadbeat at the same time. He don't take care of none of his kids. Ain't been to no school function or nothing. Man, y'all. What's up, Dexter? Man, y'all files again. Allegedly. Thank you, Dexter. TJ says, Umar passed me the 2 cans. You guys ain't gonna leave the sardines alone, huh? The sardine gate, or the sardine scandal, or the sardine saga. All right. Natasha sent in 10 jewels. Thank you, Natasha, for that. I appreciate the gift. What's up, Craig? Craig says he always taking shots at charter schools. Yeah, he does. He does. And I'm gonna tell you guys one of the reasons why is because he called, like I was saying before. Remember I was talking about the litigation aspect? From my research and my understanding, that wasn't associated with when he was in the charter school system, when he was in the public school system in Philadelphia from 2001 through 2005, 6-ish. It's really 2005. It's not until and then after that, he has to do something. He already ruined his career. So he goes into the charter school system and he starts to work intermittently. Before, he had a steady job, but he wasn't a big time psychologist. He was just getting started with his career. He was a traveling school psychologist too. He would have his equipment, his testing equipment inside. He said it was a truck. and he would drive around to different schools he was a base level school psychologist, a struggling one, in point of fact. But he screws up his career. And so what he does is he decides to, okay, I'm going to leave the Philadelphia school district. And then what he does is he specifically goes and pursues work in charter schools. Okay. Yeah, did you guys, my daughter walked by, you guys hear? She don't tell me anymore. I tell you guys, when you guys come down, you guys got to tell me. Let me know if y'all saw her. Anyway, she's taking the puppy out. So what happens is Umar, he gets into the charter school system, and okay, no good. Okay, thank you. He gets into the charter school system, and he starts to work intermittently. It's not like he has a set schedule every single day, for years. That's not it. That's why stuff starts to get really difficult for Umar financially. So from 2006 to 2010, he's working intermittently within the charter school system, but that's when he starts causing all of these legal problems. See, he didn't have a problem working in a charter school system back then because he needed to find work. But because he got kicked out of, in essence, he gets kicked out of the charter school system because he was causing so many problems. He got fired. As in part, you guys to compare charter school, by the way. He takes a very negative view of the charter school system after the fact. But when he was working there, no, because he had to find work, and that's the best work he could do. But once he gets out of that situation, out of that dynamic, and he was causing all types of problems, including legal issues, and it was expensive for these charter schools. That's when Umar takes a negative disposition towards charter schools. The same thing applies when you guys look at Umar. There was a time when he used to talk positively about home schools. I can pull up videos from a long time ago. It's early Umar. He would talk very positively about black home schools and homeschooling parents and blah, 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 blah. But later on, after he starts talking about how he's going to open up FDMG and in particular St. Paul's College, there were people who were homeschoolers that would criticize him, and he took offense to that. So then he started taking shots at. I can pull up the exact videos. That video when he was walking, and when he said, "We almost got 1 million. We need another million." It's that video. You guys remember that video? That was from the fall of 2016, if memory serves correctly. 2016. So there is a diversion. He moves away from being supportive of charter schools to being very negative towards charter schools, and to this day he's very negative about charter schools. But that's because there were charter school parents that would criticize him about this FDMG school scam. Okay. Well, the same thing applies to charter schools. He was cool back in the day. They gave him jobs, and even though he didn't work consistently, he worked consistently enough to survive. But because of all of the chaos that he created in litigation, and it was expensive, because Umar shady. He was shady back then. Well, now he has this very negative view about charter schools, and it still persists to this day. Thanks, Craig. User 225 says, I'm an activist. Afro Punk Chick says, what looks good on User 225? Okay. All right. Don't encourage him. All right. Thanks for all the super chats. Let's go.
This is why we have so many black boys in special ed, because they know the parents will sign and keep it moving. Listen, if a black child got a teacher who cared, they got a 50% chance of making it. If a black child got a parent who cares, they have a 50% chance of making it. If a black child has a teacher and a parent who cares, they have to make it. And if a black child don't have a teacher or a parent who cares, they will not make it. Too many of our children have teachers who don't care and parents who couldn't care less. If you don't check homework, you couldn't care less. You don't go to a report card conference, you couldn't care less. You sign your kids up for special ed and don't go.
See, Umar hadn't done any of this for his kids.
To the IEP meetings, shame on you. You couldn't care less. Last thing I'm going to say is this. And then I'm going to give you my phone number in case any of you need to reach me for help with your children. But let me say this. I cannot help you if you don't have your paperwork together. And most of you don't have your paperwork together. If you call me up and say, Dr. Umar, my son is in special ed 10th grade, reading disability, he still cannot read. I'm going to ask you, what grade did your son go in special ed? He went into special ed in the 3rd grade. Well, every child in special ed in America has to be reevaluated every 3 years. So if your son went into special ed in the 3rd grade, that means there was a 6th grade eval, and there was a 9th grade eval. 3rd, 6th, and 9th. I'm going to ask you for what? Let me see the psychological evaluation third. Let me see the school psychological evaluation for 6. Let me see the school psychological evaluation for 9. And guess what? 99% of you don't have it. In fact, I ask parents, what is your child's disability? Your child been in special ed 10 years, and you don't even know why they're in there. You don't know if it's a speech problem. You don't know if it's a reading problem. You don't know if it's a math problem. You don't know if it's ADHD. You don't know if it's emotional disturbance. You don't know if it's blindness.
He's so negative. Real question, does Umar offer solutions? I'm not sure how to answer that. Does he offer solutions? Sometimes he does offer solutions. They're not viable, but he never produces solutions. You see what I'm saying, the difference? So he'll say something like, yeah, you should spend more time with your child, but he don't spend time with his children. It may sound like it's a solution, but it's not like he's doing anything to help the child. So a solution, he's offered the solution of FDMG, but not one black child has been educated. So yeah, I would say, yeah, he offers solutions, but most of the time they're not viable. But more importantly, he doesn't provide solutions, if that makes sense. Because there's a difference between offering, because you can just say, listen, I'm going to do this, and it's an offer. But that doesn't mean that, you know, the person follows through. And that's the difference with Umar. He never follows through. So I guess the answer is no then. You know, he can run his mouth, though, as we know. Thank you, TJ. Okay, let's go.
Deafness, brain injury, orthopedic impairment. Why is your child in special ed? You signed them up, and you don't even know why they did. School to prison pipeline runs through North Philly. School to prison pipeline runs through West Philly. School to prison pipeline runs through Mount Airy. It runs through South.
Yeah, this is one of the very few times we see Umar actually speaking in Philadelphia.
Southwest. Because too many black parents are making decisions uninformed. Now, here's the other thing. You have to have your child's paperwork together. If you don't have it, you need to write a letter to your child's school during the summer, because principals are 12-month employees. I know because I used to be one. Principals, they don't have.
See, he was a principal for 3 months. This guy.
Summers off. So you can write a letter to the school's principal right now. And the letter is real simple. My name is Dr. Umar Ifatunde. My child is a 3rd grader at We Hate Black Kids Elementary School in North Philly. I'm requesting a complete copy of his academic record. I want all test scores, all report cards, all state level assessments, all teacher notes, all midterm reports, all psychological evals, all IEPs, all permission to evaluate, all school nurse data, all school social work data. I understand by federal law you have 45 days to provide me with my requests. You cannot charge me for the service, but you can charge me for the copy. It ain't gonna cost you but $20, no more than $50. And that's how you get a copy of all your child's records. Something else I need y'all to know. If your child is in special ed, they can only be suspended 10 total days out the entire school year. Let me say this. Because this, they ignore all the time in the ghetto because they know you don't know. And even though I've been preaching this for 25 years, and y'all gotten it more than the world has gotten it because I'm from Philly. So there's no excuse for any black parent in Philly not to know how to protect their children.
See how condescending he is and negative.
When you got Dr. Umar in Philly with you. No excuse. No excuse at all. So again, brothers and sisters, get educated, get knowledgeable. One thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do with this nonprofit who hosted this event today. I'm going to come back into this space one day before the summer ends.
And run your mouth?
And I'm going to do a free black parent know your school rights training.
Yeah, exactly. Run your mouth.
Right here. And I want you to tell all the parents you know, all over Philly, Dr. Umar is giving a free training. I'm only going to do it once. It's going to be for free, and we're going to be in here about 5-6 hours. And I'm going to go over every single thing you need to know. If you master what I teach you, you'll be ready to go to law school to be an educational attorney. In fact, if I could live life over, I would not have got my doctorate in clinical psychology. I would have not.
What did he just say? Listen to this guy.
Master what I teach you, you'll be ready to go to law school to be an educational attorney.
Again, he can offer whatever. Now he's saying he can teach you so you be prepared for law school. Umar just talks at people. He's so he really is really abusive too. Thank you, TJ. Really abusive. Let me hear this one more time.
It's going to be for free, and we're going to be here about 5-6 hours. And I'm going to go over every single thing you need to know. If you master what I teach you, you'll be ready to go to law school to be an educational attorney. In fact, if I could live life over, I would not have got my doctorate.
So you can be an educational attorney?
Master what I teach you, you'll be ready to go to law school to be an educational attorney.
You will be ready to go to law school. This guy, he out there.
In fact, if I could live life over, I would not have got my doctorate in clinical psychology. I would have not wasted my time working on my doctorate. You know what I would have done? I would have went to law school.
Yeah, we've heard this before, Umar. He was trying to scam black people out of that law, try to get that law school money. You guys remember that? Here you go.
I'm going to end for the day. I hope this was beneficial. Going over school discipline procedure, protocol, process for regular ed students and special ed students. Y'all want me to go back to law school? I got accepted to law school about 10 years ago, and I turned it down because I was still working on my doctorate. I got accepted to a small law school in Florida, Central Florida, and I turned it down because I was working on my internship for my doctorate in clinical psychology, which I have. If I could do it over, brother and sisters, I would have dropped out of that doctorate program and I should have went to law school. I made a big mistake. If I do go back to law school, y'all gonna pay for it because I'm not taking out no more loans. Y'all hear me? If I get accepted to a law school, are y'all willing to raise the money for me to go? Because law school is that's gonna be about a $300,000 investment. Would y'all raise the money for me to be educated at law school so I can come and fight for your children? Okay? If y'all would raise the money, I would do it, but I'm not paying for it.
This is 2018. He had already raised over $1 million for FDMG at this time.
I've been struggling for our children for 20 years. If y'all going to pay for it so I can help fight for y'all even more, I'll go. But if y'all not going to pay for it, I'm not going.
Yeah, that's diabolical. Diabolical.
I became an educational attorney, my doctorate in clinical psychology. I would have not wasted my time working on my doctorate. You know what I would have done? I would have went to law school. And I would have become an educational attorney because we don't have enough black educational attorneys fighting to protect black children in these schools. So if
you're enjoying the show, hit that like button.
Any of you are thinking about a second career, consider law school and make sure one of your concentrations is educational law. We need strong black educational attorneys, and we don't have them. Last thing I'm going to say, ADHD. I can't.
Sagi Cornflake says, real talk, none of the Cook chat knows someone at the IRS report Umar. See, it would have to be, though, someone who donated. Because they can say, hey, listen, I donated to this. It's a nonprofit, and he never provided any documentation so that I can write a portion of this off on my taxes, something to that effect. You know, Umar is actually required by law to share the financials. You guys know that? With the nonprofit. That's supposed to be public information. So if someone who's donated wanted to do that, there may be people who have, you know, who've donated and they've contacted the IRS. But you would have to have standing, meaning, hey, listen, I donated to this. He said that the school was going to open in 2013, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And now he's saying 2027. He's not updating on how much money he's raised. There's no school. And then see what happens from there. You know, that's what I'm saying. Umar, he could be caught up with tax evasion. He could be caught up with money laundering. And just scamming people. You have to provide documentation with these nonprofits. But Umar, he doesn't do that. And if he did, that's transparency. He doesn't want that because he doesn't want people to know how much money he's raised. It's millions of dollars. Thank you, Saki Cornflakes. Cheryl, what's up, Cheryl Secondborn says the way he so nonchalantly asked for $300,000. Yeah, $300,000 is crazy. If you guys want me to go back to college, you guys are going to pay for it. This is going to cost about $300,000. And he gives up the round figure. He just comes up with a figure. And by this time, he had already raised $1 million for FDMG, but he's going to ask for another 300,000 so he can go to law school. It doesn't even make sense. Why would you pursue degrees for 20 years and that gets you to 2012 where he gets a PsyD, and then in 2018 you want to go pick up a degree in law for what? While you're working on opening up a school for black, it makes no sense. See, I'm gonna explain, and I explained this to people back in the day. Umar throws things out there. They're called fillers, just to kind of see how people respond. And if people respond in a negative way, it's usually dealing with money. But if they respond, a date with a doctor, if they respond negatively, then he won't mention it. He'll just forget about it, and he wants everybody else to forget about it. But if there are people who say, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea," such and such, yeah, I'll be willing to support that, then he may promote it a little bit more to see how much money he can get out of people. Like the shockumentary that never was produced. It was collecting money for up to 2022. It was supposed to premiere back in 2012, if memory serves me correctly, and it still doesn't exist. See, now if he brought up his shockumentary tomorrow and he got a good response and he recognized that people would be willing to donate to it, because maybe they didn't know that it was supposed to premiere back in 2012, then he'll start bringing it up and asking for money for it all over again. He may do that at some point. So same thing with him asking people for $300,000. That's just him putting a filler out there to see how people respond. If they respond in a negative way, which they did, he'll drop it. But if there were people saying, "Hey, listen, yeah, we really need you fighting in the courts and blah, blah, blah," then he would keep promoting it just to see how much money he can get. He would never do it, right? But he would talk about how he's going to do it, but he needs the money, and he'll collect the money, just like the shockumentary, just like the Rules of Romance book, just like the FDMG school scam. Same thing. So that's Umar. He's been doing this for such a long time. Thanks, Cheryl Second Born. Hope you're doing all right. James says there's another video. Umar stated that Queens will help with his research and homework if he go to law school. Oh, I don't remember that one. He stated that the Queens will help him with his research and homework if he goes to law school. I kind of remember something. Did we ever cover that? I kind of remember something like that. That would have had to have been one of the early videos that we did. I kind of remember something like that. But again, he's talked about how the Queens were going to help him with all kind of stuff. So I might be mixing it up with something else that he said. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. To this day, I wonder how Umar got through undergraduate, how he got through graduate school, and how he got through a PsyD program. I mean, it took him 20 years ultimately to get his PsyD, if you put it in a timeline, from when he starts college. But given what I know about Umar and how disorganized he is, and his inability to focus, I don't see how he was able to pull that off. So who knows? TJ said a date with a predator. Yeah, basically. Thanks, James. TJ says, wasn't it 500 just to go on a date with him? Yeah, he was. Was it 500? Yeah, I think it was. It was $500 for a date with the doctor. That's what he was promoting. And a lot of people, they were talking about it last year because it had resurfaced. But that goes way. In fact, let me show you guys how far back it goes. Because if we go to 2000, I want to say 2013. If we go to 2013, it could have been 2012 though. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's 2012. Because that's when he got his doctorate. All right, let me see here. 2012. Oh my goodness, he was at the grave sites a lot back then. You don't see him in grave sites all that much these days. Yeah, it's not coming up for some reason. Okay, let me go with 2011. Is it that far back? I don't think so. I just pulled it up. All right, I'd seen it when I was yesterday when I was pulling up something. No, okay. Let me just check one other folder. Look at 2014. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, so the date with the doctor goes back 12 years ago. See this? Well, it'll be 12 years in 2 months. October 25th 2014, date with the doctor, FMG fundraiser coming soon. Win confidential, all expense paid evening to Broadway, to Broadway, New York City with Papa. Includes air ticket. I think he means plane ticket. Includes plane ticket, 4-star hotel, brunch, Broadway play, fine dinner, and additional activity of your choice. This guy, he's so desperate. An additional activity of your choice. So this is 2014 date with the doctor. People were talking about last year because it resurfaced from a video where he actually was talking about it from maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. But this goes back. It goes back a ways. Yeah, that's Umar. He tried to get money any way that he can. Date with the doctor. He's something else. And if it's he doesn't say that it's $500 here, but $500, an air ticket, a 4-star hotel, brunch, a Broadway play, a fine dinner, and additional that's gonna be probably around $500 right there. So what's the point? You ain't gonna have no donation money left over for FDMG. Well, that's not the money. Ain't the point. The point is to get at these women so that he can get in them skins after the 4-star hotel and the brunch, the Broadway play, the fine dinner, and that's the additional activity. He said extracurricular activities on top of that. Chichango. Umar. He said extracurricular activity. Chichango. Say Umar ain't nothing but a broke pop. Let me stop. Okay, let's get back to it. You guys, okay, we got over 500 people here. So let's go to Umar today. He did this video today. It's a live stream while he's walking about. I haven't watched it, but let's see what he's talking about right here. This is from like earlier today. Here we go.
Peace and Pan Africanism, 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 peace and Pan Africanism. This your big brother King Kong Consciousness, Dr. Umar E.
He's just moseying around outside.
Batunde. Just wanted to let all of my Columbia, South Carolina Africans know.
He always got a backdrop.
I just wanted to let all my Columbia, South Carolina Africans know that the Prince of Pan Africanism is in your city tonight. It's going down 7 o'clock, House of Hathor. I want to see my Greenville Africans, my Charleston Africans, my Rock Hill Africans, my Columbia, South Carolina.
Here you go. He's been at Hathor a lot over many years.
Africans, I want to see all of y'all tonight. House of Hathor, here in Columbia, South Carolina, 7 o'clock. The Prince is in the building. Hit that PayPal.me.
See, he need that money. He need that money. I knew right away. And notice I've never seen him with this particular dashiki on. I've seen him with that necklace, but I've never seen him with this dashiki. He spends a lot of this FDMG donation money on clothes and a whole bunch of it on hair dye too, by the way. Tia says Umar selling. I said that a long time ago. I think I went too far, but yeah, basically extracurricular activities. Thanks, TJ.
/FDMG Academy. Hit that PayPal.me/
I wonder if he ever gets tired of saying things like this, like get on your CashApp, get on your PayPal, make that donation, need that donate. I wonder if he ever gets tired.
FDMG Academy, donate to Black boys. Leo C.
Okay, you're not donating to Black boys, you Umar Johnson donors, FDMG donors. We talked about this yesterday. You're not donating to Black boys. If you took all the money that Umar Johnson has received, this millions of dollars, okay, it's got to be around $3 million by now. Black Dot said he donated in 2010. There's people I've talked with, they said they donated in 2009. So let's just go with 2010 or last 16 years, millions of dollars. If you put all of that, if all that was to magically reappear and you were able to put that in one huge box, not one penny of that has actually benefited Black boys or Black girls for that matter. I want people to think about it. I talked about this yesterday. He acquired the abandoned buildings. Okay, that doesn't benefit Black children. He hasn't educated, and not one Black child's been educated. He got an HVAC. That doesn't benefit. It hasn't benefited Black children. It hasn't benefited Black boys. He did some painting that hasn't benefited. He got some plumbing work done that hasn't benefited. He got electricity turned on. It hasn't benefited. All of the money up until current today, August 13th of 2026, if you put it all inside of a huge, huge box, millions of dollars, not one penny has gone towards helping or educating Black boys or girls. So when Umar says donate to the boys, he's talking about himself. That's the point I want to make. Most of the money he spent on himself. And I told people, I said he gonna get on the Art of Dialogue because he had posted that he was gonna be on there. And I said he's gonna do that interview, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid, he's gonna take that money and he's gonna indulge and he's gonna smoke it up. And then he's gonna go back up there to them trap bandos to beg for money. And that's what he did the other day. I told people that was gonna happen. And then here he go now, popping up again. And in South Carolina or North Carolina, one of the two. He pops up again to do what? To beg for money because he needs money for himself, not for boys. That's a heck of a scam, no. Say, we're gonna educate Black boys. It ain't all the money. Not one penny of it has gone towards educating or helping Black boys. Enterprise says, I'm a light this dude up again. Part 4 coming. All right, well, let us know, bro. Yeah, that was a great video too. He Enterprise went up there and it's clear. The evidence shows that renovations are not complete. Umar knows that. He just lies about it. Right? Thanks, Enterprise. User Device says, whose cookies would sell better? Umar Johnson's. I don't know. Yeah, listen, I ain't gonna answer that. Sonia says Jamal was a Marine, which means his children attend college for free. I can't see Umar letting those benefits slip through his fingers like that. Yeah. Well, Umar, what happened with Umar was that his father received a special benefit to go to a military academy. I have it on my tongue. I can't get off the top of my head. It was called the Scotland School for Veterans Children. And it was ROTC. So it was military. And it was a boarding school. So just to be clear about the timeline, Umar was born in 1974 in Philadelphia. His father joins the Marines the following year. And he goes and he's stationed in South Carolina. So right away, there's a disconnect right there. Okay. His father, Umar, is raised in North Philly. He goes to kindergarten at Duckery. I have all this inside of the documentary. He goes to preschool at Hartranft. His father, 1975, he's in Paris Island. 1977, he's in Camp Johnson, in Jacksonville, North Carolina. In 1978, he's in Okinawa. The point is, he's not with Umar, and he's not with Umar's mother either. 1979, he's in Virginia at Quantico. 1980, he's over in Japan at Okinawa. Now, what happens is that Umar Johnson, he's in the first grade in 1980. 1981, in and around 1981, that's when Umar's father Jamal marries Umar's mother, and Umar, it would be around 7 years old. He may be 8, but it's around 7 years old. And that's when Umar, his mother, and the rest of the kids that have been born by that time, they moved down on base with Jamal. And based upon my research, it's probable that they're down in North Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Umar actually mentioned that's when he tells the alien story. That's where they're living. They're down there on base, and he says he's seeing flying UFOs, but they're on base. There's going to be, airplanes, helicopters, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, what ends up happening is that Umar Johnson and his siblings that were born by that time and his mama, they lived down there, but for a very short period of time, because by the time we get into around 1983, Jamal divorces Barbara, or vice versa. And then Umar and his siblings and his mother, they moved back to Philadelphia. And by this time, Jamal, he's in different places. In Paris Island, South Carolina. He's in Quantico again. He's in Jacksonville, North Carolina, Paris Island. And then by the time we get to 1985, Umar's 11, that's when Jamal retires from the Marines. And that's when Umar is told, when he's in the 6th grade, at the age of 11, he's at Meade Elementary, he's told that he's related to Frederick Douglass. Why wasn't he told that when, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years before? Don't you think that, well, there's two things. Number one, it shows you that Jamal, if it's true, which it's not, that they're related, Jamal wasn't around to tell him that. And I would think that even if he wasn't around, that Umar's mama would have known that, and she would have told him. They're not related to Frederick Douglass. But the other thing that it shows is that Jamal wasn't around enough to be able to tell him that, but it also shows you that there's something iffy about all of this, about them being related. Because why would you tell your son at the age of 11 that he's related to Frederick Douglass? Okay, why didn't he tell Umar that when Umar first moved down there, right, on base? Okay, the point is that Jamal was only married to Umar's mother for a couple of years at most. And then Jamal, he retires from the Marines in 1985. Umar continues his high school. 1986, he's 12, he's in the 7th grade. And then I've heard Umar say it that he started in the 9th grade, but I've also heard Umar say that he started at the Scotland School for Veterans Children when he was 13, which would have been when he was in 8th grade in 1987. And that's the year that his father marries his second wife. Rest in peace. Now, I want to get to a point here. Jamal receives a benefit because, like you're saying, as a Marine, and the benefit is that his children can go to the Scotland School for Veterans Children. But out of all his children that he had with Umar's mother, Umar's the only one that shipped off. I want people to really think about that. Umar's the only child out of all of the kids, and he had 5 with Barbara. Barbara also had a daughter before Umar and had a son outside of Jamal. That gets us to 7. And then Jamal had a daughter before Umar's mother. That gets us to 8. And then Jamal had 3 other kids with his second wife, rest in peace. That gets us to 11. So it's 11 altogether. But out of all of the kids, Umar's the only one who shipped away. Mind you, he shipped away from his mother's household, not his father's household, because he wasn't living with Jamal. Jamal had already gotten something else going on, started with his second wife, which he met at the post office, and he started working for the post office after he retired from the Marines. So isn't it fascinating that Umar's father decides to ship Umar out of his home with his mama, where he was living, and none of the other children were shipped away? And he shipped away to the Scotland School for Veterans Children, which is a boarding school. So he's not even living at home. When Umar says, I grew up all in the hood, that's not true. See, by the time he's in the 8th grade, he's 13. He spent a couple of years on base too. But the point is that, and I'm not saying he didn't have it rough. I'm just saying that by the time he's 30, he gets into the Scotland School for Veterans Children. And I've heard him say the 8th grade. I've also heard him say the 9th grade, 13 or 14 years old. Everything is provided for Umar. A place to stay, food, clothing, everything is regimen. And he's there for the rest of his high school career, if you will. And then after that, he goes into college. So from the age of 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, going into 18, Umar's not living in the hood as he's tried to pretend to people. Okay, he was a bookworm. But the point I want to make is, out of all of the kids, he's the only one that was shipped away. Why weren't any other children shipped away? Only Umar? And then Jamal, he has the benefit because he was a Marine, but he wasn't even living inside the home with Umar. Somebody make that make sense. All right. Thank you, Sonia. Again, the Umar history is it's really interesting. Cheryl Secondborn says Love Connection, hosted by Umar Chuck Woolery Tunde Johnson. Yeah, I remember Love Connection. Yeah, his name was Chuck Woolery. And they would have I think they would have like one man and then 4 women, or 1 woman and 5 men, and they would alternate, but then they would try to see if there was a love connection. I think that's how that was. Yeah. It was something like it was three. So yeah, and they would sit on the couch. Yeah, they got more modern examples of this these days, and I think they got one still going now. Oh no, that's called the Bachelor Love Connection. Yeah, I remember that was called Chuck. Chuck Woolery was the guy. He's probably passed away by now, though. Let me see. That's them old shows. Yeah, he passed in 2024. Rest in peace. Yep. Yeah, I remember that show. There was a lot of good shows back in the day. I used to like that show called Whammy. That was the show back in the day. Thanks, Cheryl Secondborn. Lewis X says, I hope this is just how the video is and it's not my eyes messing up. Well, what happened? Let me know if you guys are having problems with the video. Is everything okay? Let me know in the chat room. Okay, and let me know if my video is okay and audio, and then if the video I was playing, if it's okay as well. Okay. Yeah, I remember Press Your Luck too. I remember that one. Yep. Someone said we'll get GTA 6 before FDMG. It's supposed to be coming out this year, I think. But we'll see. Okay, looks fine to you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I remember Press Your Luck. Yeah, we old now. Yep. I used to watch what you call it too, the Price is Right. That was the big one back in the day. Dun, 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 dun. I remember the song to this day. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to it. Thank you guys, everyone, for the super chats and everything, and the super stickers and the gifts. I appreciate the support as always. Okay, you guys are blessings. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for being a blessing in my life. Let's get back to Umar. Here we go. Has anyone ever seen him in this dashiki? I've never seen this one.
We had a powerful new moon in Leo yesterday. We had a powerful total solar eclipse yesterday, brothers and sisters. Where my Leo nation at? Where my lions and lions?
Yeah, James, he has been. This is a good point. He's been troubled. He's been troubled for a very long time. Goes back to his childhood. Yeah, I remember the Wheel of Fortune. Yep. That was a great show too. Yep. What was the other one too? No, that was the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there was another one too. But the Wheel of Jeopardy, that was another. Jeopardy kind of came a little bit later on. There's a fly in here. I ain't seen a fly in such a long time. Anyway,
this is that. Where my Leo nation at? Where my lions and lionesses at? Shout out to all the Leos in the building, the kings and queens of the royal palace.
What world? What are you talking about? He just running his mouth. Yeah, I remember Hollywood Squares. Yep, that was a good one. Yeah, I remember the Gong Show too. That was a good one. Yep. Thanks, TJ. Yeah, I remember Hollywood Squares in particular because it had the set. The set was like huge. Hollywood Squares. It looked dangerous too, how they would have people sitting up there like that. Yeah, I remember that show. Yeah. Yeah, that era, there were a lot of game shows.
But brothers and sisters, let me say this. That eclipse yesterday was a great reset, whether you Leo or not. That was the reset from the 2017, August 21st, 2017, Great North American Eclipse.
What are you talking about?
And so from August 21st, 2017, from the Great North American Eclipse to August 12th, 2026, that was 9 years. So you have to go through your life and look at everything that happened to you, good or bad, over the last 9 years. You have to look at your life from August 21st.
What is he talking about? He is, Crystal. He's just making up stuff. Yeah, I remember Double Dare too. Yep, Family Feud, Double Dare. Yep. Yep. Win, lose, or draw. I remember that one too.
2017 to August the 12th of 2016, and you got to purge. You got to look at the relationships that no longer serve you, the people that no longer serve you, the things you own that no longer serve you, situations and circumstances that no longer serve you.
Yeah, get out your mama closet. Why don't you start
Because
there?
It's time to reset and clear out your life, brothers and sisters. It's time to reset and clear out your life.
He just talking. He ain't talking about nothing. That's one thing about Umar. He'll run his mouth and ain't saying nothing. Look at him. Look at this guy. Looking like that yellow alien that punched him in the face, but it's high. You know, he smoked out. That alien was smoking crack for 2 weeks straight, 2 months.
Columbia, South Carolina, I'm in the building. Columbia, South Carolina, I'm in the building.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. He out here on the sidewalk. He gonna beg for money again.
Columbia, South Carolina, doors open up at 6 o'clock tonight. Doors open up at 6 o'clock at the House of Hawthorne. King Kong, Leo season. I'm loving it. Kingston, Jamaica, Monday.
Yeah, well, why are your fingernails yellow? I don't get it. Umar's life kind of reminds me of the game on The Price is Right, where the yodeler. I used to love that game. I used to love that game where the yodeler goes up the mountain and then falls off if no one stops. That was one of the best games because I think it had a little sound or music in the background and like yodeling. Yeah. And it would go up. And then it's true. If no one got it, then it would just fall over like that. That was one of my favorite games. And then, of course, the actual where they spin the wheel, that was the best one to me. Yeah. Let's see, top 10 games in The Price is Right. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. Yeah, so they have Plinko. I remember that one. Yep, Undisputed King of Pricing Games for the giant peg board and satisfying dropping chips. They would drop down like that. I remember that one. That was a good one. Cliffhangers. That's the one you're referring to. It's a stress-inducing yodeling mountain climber scaling a cliff as small. Yep. Punch and Bunch. Physically punching through holes in a giant board. I remember that one too. Golden Road spans across the entire physical stage with increasingly expensive luxury prizes. I don't remember that one. A race game. Contestants run back and forth to lock in 4 item prices against. I remember that one. Any number to see a suspenseful board game where players try to reveal a car or cash prize before hitting the piggy bank. I don't remember that one. Hole in One. I remember that one. Yep. One Away, a nail-biting game where changing just one digit can turn a heartbreaking loss into. I remember that one too. That was a good one. Spelling Bee. There was also Pay the Rent, a high-drama multi-tiered house structure where players just distribute grocery items across rooms to afford the ultimate one. I don't remember that one. That may have been something from because I used to watch it like a long time ago, like in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, but I remember this one though for sure. That was one of my favorite ones. Yep. Thanks, Cheryl Seckelborn. Okay, let's get back to it, everybody. Here we go.
Day night, Garvey Day, August 17th, Nation Lounge. How you doing, my beautiful African sister? Dr. Umar Ifa. How you doing, my beautiful African queens? How you doing? I'm really him in the flesh, my sister. In the flesh. You want to take a photo?
No, don't.
I appreciate.
No, I don't. Umar, he's the narcissism is over the top. Over the top.
Appreciate the love. It's me in the flesh.
Okay.
Appreciate you, queen. All right, gorgeous.
Are you for real right now?
This is me in the flesh, for real. There's only one King Kong consciousness. There's
There you
only
go.
one Prince of Pan Africanism. There's only one RB Jesus.
Here he go.
Africanism. There's only one RB Jesus.
What does he say? Are you off right now?
King Kong consciousness. There's only one Prince of Pan Africanism. There's only one RB.
Did anyone catch what she said? His beard is looking mangy.
All right, gorgeous.
Are you for real right now?
This is me in the flesh, for real. There's only one King Kong consciousness. There's only one Prince of Pan Africanism. There's only one RB.
It sounded like she said, "Are you off right now?"
Jesus. There's only one Intercontinental Ifa Tunde.
Here you go.
There's only one real monger.
Real monger. Here he go.
You're awake, sister. You totally awake in the lead.
This lady. Oh, she said, am I awake right now? That's what she says.
Africanism. It's only one RBG.
No, it sounds like she says, are you off right now?
It's only one intercontinental Ifa Tunde.
Yeah, he does. He be having patches in his beard for some reason.
It's only one real monger. You're awake, sister. You're totally awake in the Leo season. Post-eclipse Ifa Tunde.
Umar, stop. It's over. He's so dramatic.
Oh my God. You in South Carolina?
I'm speaking tonight.
Ma'am, you don't know where you're at? Why are you asking him if he's in South Carolina? You're in South Carolina. Y'all catch that? What's going on here?
Ifa Tunde.
Oh my God. You in South Carolina?
I'm speaking tonight.
I don't get that. If he's in South Carolina at this time, right? Why is she asking him if he's in South Carolina when he's in South Carolina and she's in South Carolina? She's standing in front of him in South Carolina, talking to him in South Carolina. What in the world?
Post-eclipse Ifa Tunde.
Oh my God. You in South Carolina?
I'm speaking tonight. House of Hathor, 7 o'clock. You need to pull up. Tell all the kings and queens, get the coons, get the youth, get the bunny hoppers, bring the elders, bring everybody.
Hold up. I don't even want you on the phone.
What up, King?
You be on TikTok.
Dr. Umar in the flesh. You must be related to
They don't even know who he is. I seen you on TikTok.
Usher, brother. You look just like Usher. You
Here he go.
get that before?
No, I never got that.
Yes, sir. You look like Usher. Skinny Usher. Talk to me, my queen. It's me in the flesh, my queen. This is our Ifa Tunde, 6'3" 3/4.
So now he's 6'4". He been going up. I remember he said it was 6'2". One time he said it was 5'5". I said, what? You 5'5"? Okay.
6'3" 3/4. I'm talking to the queen. We can take the photo. Come on, put it on selfie. I got you.
Hold up. I'm going to put it on freaking.
I got you.
All right. Oh, can you tell me happy belated birthday?
Happy. What was your day?
August 3rd.
You a Leo too. Your birthday August 3rd?
I was
That's
born
the same
in
day.
803 on 803.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Can
That's
you-
11/11. That's 11/11.
Ooh, can you,
That's
I
perfect
request you tell me
synchronicity.
happy birthday?
Sure.
My name is
You're born on the
Grandeur.
same birthday as one of the greatest Pan Africanists of all time,
Oh my
Dr.
God.
Edward Wilson.
She don't know. She don't care nothing about none of that. Umar, cut it out.
Mount Blyden, forerunner to W.E.B. Du Bois, the top black scholar in the world at that time, was born August the 3rd.
All right, I'm recording you.
How you doing?
Peace, Baba. How we doing?
All right.
All right. Good to see you, King. Yes, sir. How you doing, beautiful?
See you. All right. I'm shaking right now. That's so crazy. Have a good day.
All right. Come to House of Hathor tonight.
He ain't coming out of the could have got out.
House of Hathor, 7 o'clock tonight, speaking. House of Hathor, Hathor. Hathor is the goddess of beauty in ancient Egypt. It's in a shopping mall near the Piggly Wiggly, I think it is.
Umar.
7 o'clock, come through. All right, fam. Kingston, Jamaica. Where my Jamaican Africans at?
There
Where
you
my
go.
Jamaican Africans at? If you live in the Caribbean islands, you are required to be in Kingston for Garvey Day. I don't care if you Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, St. Croix, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. John, St. Thomas, Barbados, Bahamas, Bermuda, Guadeloupe, Turks and Caicos. If you live in the Caribbean, you must be in Kingston, Jamaica, the land of the right, excellent, most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. We celebrating Garvey Day in Garvey land, Kingston, Jamaica, Nation Lounge, Monday, 7 o'clock. Cincinnati, Ohio. I'ma see you Thursday, August the 20th. It's going down at the Hyatt. Black Firefighters Association, Nat Turner Land. Where my Irish Africans at? Where my Dublin, Ireland Africans? I'm pulling up in Dublin, Ireland for the first time, like Frederick Douglass before me, September 3rd. That's the anniversary of Frederick Douglass's escape from slavery. That is also the anniversary of my IFA initiation in Cuba. Ireland, get ready. Where my Swedish Africans at?
There you go.
My Swedish Africans. I'm pulling up in Sweden. You know how.
Yeah, it's unkept in this video. Sometimes he manicures himself, but in this case, he got patches and all this other stuff going on. Yeah, he's struggling. I told people it's going to happen after the Breakfast Club. I think so, Second Board. TJ says, damn, is it that bad for Umar the Piggly Wiggly? Yeah, he said it's right across the street for the Piggly Wiggly. It's on top of the roof and Piggly. Well, yeah, he'll do whatever he can whenever he can. Thanks, TJ. TJ also says, can you play the clip of him losing access to his bank account? I don't remember which video that was. You talking about the one he was in the car from last year? Because I thought he said that though. Didn't he say that in the fish tank video? Yeah, you got to be more specific on that one. I think you're probably talking about the video from 2025 where he's sitting. Yeah, that was just ridiculous. He was sitting in his car and he was talking about how his homeboy texted him because he needed a couple bucks. Yeah, that was a wild story that Umar told right there. There was a lot of people that went on him on that one. When they heard him talking like that and the story he was telling, there was all kinds of people online criticizing him because they knew he was lying. That's all he do is lie. But I think that's the video that you're referring to. Yeah, I'm looking right now because he was sitting in the car looking all bummy. Yeah, it's not coming up because I thought it was before. Maybe it was after the. Yeah, no, it was. It was after the. Here it is right here. It was after the fish tank video. Yeah, I think you're referring to this one.
Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. Peace and Pan Africanism, peace and Pan Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifa Tunde Oguntade, Intercontinental Ifa Tunde RB Jesus. Coming to you live and direct from Philadelphia. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my continental Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Australian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Caribbean Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Africans in Europe and Asia. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my new big brother King Kong. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. They had no record of my account.
Yeah, this story was so it is. It's classic. This story, it was so ridiculous.
The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts have been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers,
seeing with all this blinking
and sisters, if you have
Umar having a blink fest,
sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th, that's when Medea went public. That's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my
He look bad in this video, don't he?
I believe Medea and Pastor Bussy
Umar, don't put me in it, okay?
were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued.
Whatever happened to all this anyway?
And possibly arrested because fraudulent activity.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to hack into his bum account. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know he ain't got no money in there. I shouldn't have did it. I shouldn't have, because he ain't got no, he's living in mama closet. He's a bum for Philly. You want to cut it out. Don't try to put me in the foolishness. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa. Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal.
See?
Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved. If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal.
PayPal.
Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If you want to make a donation to the school, hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account.
See, what's come out of this, though?
If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. Now,
I was never arrested for federal offense, Umar, by the way.
With that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now.
There he
goes.
goes.
My personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars.
See, people did not take kindly to this, including his followers. They went in on him on this one. Yeah, this is true, Boo Brother. He looks like he got punched in the face. If you guys look at his right side, yeah, that would be his right. So if you look at his bandana thingy that he has on, if you look with the blue and there's a star in there, and that's the side I'm talking about. If you look next to that eye, It's swollen and it's dark. Y'all see that? Hit the one. We're almost done too, by the way.
So I can take care of Queen Mother Ifatunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account.
Okay, that doesn't even make sense. It makes no sense. Umar went from the most requested to I'm speaking next to the Piggly Wiggly tonight. It's true, though. It's true. We were talking about this yesterday. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, too. He's fallen off so bad. He will speak anywhere at this point. This was towards the end of last month. It might have been the beginning of this month. He was speaking in a parking lot in front of a church. He was promoting it too, like it was some big thing. Yeah, the days of Umar in his heyday, that's long gone. It's unfortunate because he could have eked out a decent living just doing that, and then he could have incorporated other stuff. But I think Umar's wired for criminality. I think he's been at it for such a long time that he's wired that way. Now he's speaking next to the Piggly Wiggly. All right, thanks, Cheryl Secondborn. Eugene Device says, how he homeless yet his milk jugs get little prince. Yeah, just lying. That's what he do. Umar lies all the time. That whole story about the bank account being frozen and him trying to tie me into it and other people, that's just a bunch of lies. It's just ridiculous. And he went with this. What Umar was doing was he was trying to get money. That's why he started saying, can you guys send me some money? And he's not talking about FDMG money. He's talking about money for himself. He looks like he got beat up. Yo, I'm a speculator. I think he owed money to the plug and they whooped his ass. And that's why he got up here and concocted this ridiculous story, because he had to get some money to pay off the plug. That's what I think, allegedly. But the level of desperation is immense in this video, and people recognize it. Last year, there were people going in on this that weren't even Umar Johnson critics. Okay, so he creates these lies to get more money, but that's historically what he does. Look at him. Face all swollen on one side, looking all smoked out in a rental car. Thanks, guys, little princess. MP France says clearly blinking is a prerequisite for lying to your followers. Yeah, that's one of his tales, is the blinking. Tariq and she talked about that a long time ago. We were watching, for members only, we were watching a video with, who was it? Cheyenne Bryant. And she does that too. She'll start blinking because she's lying. She's making up lies. That's one of her tales. But Umar has a tale, and that's when he starts blinking. The other person that we were talking about today was Jaquel Pitts. And what he tends to do is he starts to what they call purse his lips. I think that's what the term, but he starts going like this when he's uncomfortable, when he's lying. Okay, so everyone they have tails. Umar, his tail is blinking clearly. Okay. Thank you, MP. What's up, Blue Stuck says, Umar gives me vibes like the dude who was unpopular in high school and couldn't get a date. Then he grew up, gets a little attention now, and wants to relive his high school days by dressing like a teen. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, remember I was talking about earlier with Umar, it's not like he grew up in the hood. Okay, he spent about 2 years on a military base. I'm not saying he had it easy. Okay. But by the time he gets in, he's in 8th grade, he shipped off to Scotland School for Veterans Children. Okay, he's about 13 years old. And then from that point to present, okay, he's not living in the hood. Well, actually, he is now in his mama closet in Section 8 housing. But you guys see my point. The thing is that if we look at Umar Johnson's history, I interviewed his nephew. Some of you guys may have remembered that. One thing his nephew said was, well, he said a couple things, quite a few things were fascinating. One thing he said, Umar pulled a gun on his brother one time. He also said that Umar, Umar was a bookworm. Okay, I can see that because he wasn't like the cool guy. He wasn't popular. And the other thing he said was that he never saw Umar with a girlfriend. Okay, that's telling in and of itself. Right. So Umar, no, he's not popular in high school. In fact, his high school was spent at a military academy. And Umar's talked about that it was difficult. And yeah, it was difficult because he wasn't even, it's a boarding school. He shipped away from his family. And Umar has difficulties socializing. You know, I'm not much of a socializer either. My wife would tell you that. I can run my mouth when I get up on here. We have a good time. But I'm not much of a person that like small talk and that kind of stuff. You know, I'll much rather just be silent. That's just how I am. But what has happened for Umar is that he gets into college. He's, you know, he's not popular. He gets through college with the undergraduate. He's not popular. Okay, he's dealing with the UNIA, but he's not popular. He gets into the masters. He's still not popular. No one knows about Umar. No, I'm talking about a significant amount of people don't know. You get to 2010, he gives up his career as a school psychologist. He's still not popular. It's not until after Hidden Colors. Hidden Colors came out in 2011. Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors. And then Umar's in Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. So Umar comes into his heyday. It's really in and around 2014 when he comes into his heyday, but that's coming off of the strength of the success of Hidden Colors 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2. 2011. Yeah, 1 and 2 at that time. It could have been, I don't know if 3 was done by that time. Could have been. So what happens is that Umar, who was never the popular person, he didn't have success with women or even young ladies. Remember, his nephew said that he never saw Umar with a girlfriend or with a woman, and he said Umar was a bookworm. But then, because Umar he starts to have these levels of success in the Black conscious space via Hidden Colors, Tariq Nasheed put him on, Sa Neter put him on. Brother Dawa, rest in peace, helped to put Umar on. Umar overstates the significance of that, but I get it. The point is that with this newfound fame, Umar doesn't know how to handle it. Tariq talked about this. He don't know how to handle it. And that's how we get Umar. I mean, where anything, however he can get attention, he's going to do it. However he can get, people to talk about him, he's going to do it. Because he was always the unpopular kid, if you will. No. And then now, as a consequence, he wants to relive his high school days, which is the military academy, right? The Scotland School for Veteran Children. Well, that's what FDMG is. That's why he wants to turn the boys into Black Rambos. That's why he's going to have a gun club. That's why he wants to teach the boys how to float ships and fly airplanes and fly helicopters. This is all military stuff. That's when he talks about military science all the time. So this is his opportunity to relive the childhood trauma of being shipped away, the only child out of 11. And to be fair, let's say the only child out of, at that time, 7. The only child out of 7. He's the only one that shipped away to this boarding school. And he's reliving that even today with this FDMG school scam. And yeah, he'll dress like a teen. He acts like a teenage boy whose hormones are out of control. That's why he's always talking about sex and real juvenile too with it. That's Umar. Okay? Thanks, Lil Stuck. And that's why, I mean, even with the ladies, that's why he goes over the top with the, anyway. Thanks, Lil Stuck. Cheryl Secondborn says, pass the Boosie, don't pawn to the left hand. Oh, I see what you said. Pass. I ain't gonna say that. On the left hand. I got that in my playlist on Spotify. Sometimes, my wife and I, we driving around, I'll put on a reggae because that's her favorite music. That's my jam. I ain't gonna say that's my jam, but we should listen to that a lot. I have it on my playlist. Thanks, Cheryl Secondborn. A lady, he got popped in. Yeah, that's what we were talking about this earlier. That's what it looked like. At least that's what it looked like to me. Anyone in here listen to reggae? Hit the one. Okay. Thanks, lady. And then what's up, Big Dave says, why do the checks and money orders need to wait? Just cash them when the bank account is unfrozen? He needs that money now. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I can't really explain that. A lot of what he says in that video doesn't make sense anyway. But I don't have there's no way that I can figure out why people need to wait. Yeah, I don't get that. Why would they have to wait? Yeah, maybe he's saying I don't know, Big Dave. This is a good question. It's maybe it's Umar. What he's trying to say is, okay, for those of you who have sent checks and money orders, that's fine. But if you were gonna send them, I want you to wait. And maybe that's his way of saying, instead of sending checks and money orders, to send money through PayPal. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. And see, if they do it through PayPal, he gets the money right away. He was desperate for money right there for sure. And he often is. But in this situation right here, this was a dire situation because he looked like he got beat up. Charles Principle. Yeah, I don't know. Anyone else have any interpretation of what specifically when Umar's talking about that they need to wait in the checks of checks and money orders? I think what he's trying to do is just trying to encourage people not to do checks and money orders. And like you said, he needs money now, so instead send money to his PayPal. Yeah, look at this guy's face. Yeah, he was in a bad spot right here. I mean, this was really bad. Thank you, Big Dave. And Black Mara says new game show hosted by Umar called Debanked. Yeah, D-Bank Bando. Okay, thanks, Black Mario. That's a good one though. D-Bank, yeah, that's cool. Okay. Let me let's hear what he says, and then we're gonna go back to the other video because the other video is short, and we'll be done. Give me 10 more minutes, y'all. I was supposed to be getting done earlier. Give me 10 more minutes. Make sure you hit that like button. We didn't have a like goal today, but hit that like button if you're enjoying the show. Okay, here we go.
Please hit my Apple Pay.
Yeah, so Apple Pay. Maybe that is what it is. Big Dave, let's see.
Please hit my currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
Yeah, see, he needs it right away. Yeah, you're right, Big Dave.
My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist.
He's had that one for a long time too.
PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/UMARTHEPSYCHOLOGIST. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in
that's not true.
My life. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have.
Okay, yeah, but that's asking for dollars, and most of that money Umar spent on himself. Furthermore, I have videos where he's asking for personal donations too. This guy, he lies so much.
Many sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless.
Okay, why would that matter? And Umar always says, I don't have a son. See, why are you even saying that? Is it that you have one, but you don't want people to know about that? He's a deadbeat for all his kids. See, he has 3 baby mamas. So maybe that one that he don't claim is with that one baby mama, and he impregnated her when she was in her early 20s and he was in her early 40s. Maybe that's what he's referring to. And that's why he feels comfortable saying, I don't have any sons, because I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave that right there.
Project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills.
Yeah, how does he not have an emergency credit card? Yeah. Or have cash on hand. He's raised millions of dollars, cash on hand. He got enough money to get this rental car though, and buy all these dashikis and stuff.
We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at
And again, this is Umar, because he knows that munition was coming down the line, because he wasn't paying these types of bills, dealing with the city, and he hadn't since 2019. So last year, the city, they were going to sell these abandoned buildings at sheriff's sale. And Umar knew that. That's part of the reason why he's so desperate right here. And he's saying, you know, that we're going to lapse on our bills. He knew what was going on. Yep. Big Dave says, yeah, it's just an excuse to make them send all the money via PayPal. If the school money was only for the school, those checks are good for 6 months. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, that's a good point. There would be no need for him. He wouldn't have a need for that money too, right? Like, what is he doing? I mean, can he wait? Why does he need it right away? That's another good point about this FDMG school scam, dealing with the money. And I've talked about this in the past, maybe not as much as I should. And that is that if you guys notice, when Umar asks for money, there's always this sense of desperation that he needs it right away. And he's saying he needs the money for FDMG right away. But why would he need it right away? If he's over in the UK, he don't need it right away. The school is in Wilmington, the abandoned buildings in Wilmington, Delaware. If he's down in Atlanta, he don't need it right away. If the donation money, what is he going to do with it while he's there? He's not in Wilmington. If he's in Los Angeles, he don't need it right away. He's down in Florida. He don't. You see my point? He's over in Africa. He doesn't need it right away. For what? You guys see my point here with this? But if you listen to Umar, when he begs for money, it's always this sense of desperation because he needs it right away. And what that translates to is that he personally needs it right away. Not that he needs it right away for business, because he's not conducting business while he's over in Africa for 2 weeks. This is another telltale sign here dealing with Umar. That when he asks for money, he begs for it. When he begs for it, there's always this sense of desperation. He'll concoct a whole narrative about his bank accounts being frozen just to get money from people. What? Right away. So hit the PayPal. Back in the day, it was hit the CashApp. But in this particular video, when he's sitting in this car, what business is he going to conduct that necessitates having money right away for FDMG? Nothing. Well, that's because he needs it right away for himself. Okay? Really good point. Really good point. Thanks, Big Dave. Dr. Nate said, did Umar Johnson pay the vacant buildings fee this year? Yeah, I haven't even looked into it. I highly doubt it. I haven't looked into it. Vacant property. Because there's a vacant property list. And if he's on that list, that means that he didn't pay. So I haven't looked at it in a while, but I'll look into it over the weekend. I don't plan on live stream over the weekend, but I'll look into it over the weekend and see if I can find out. Same thing with his taxes. We don't even know if he filed taxes for 2025 because it hasn't come into the public, and it should be in public because it's a nonprofit. I don't think he paid them. At least I don't think. Let me take it back. I don't think he filed proper paperwork with the IRS for his nonprofit status for FDMG. Because if he had, that would have been public record by now. And I haven't seen it. I'll look into that too over the weekend. FDMG tax filings. I'll just say that. It's really nonprofit tax filings. I think we checked like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'll look into this. If the buildings are still on the vacant property list, well, then that means that he ain't paid the fees. Okay. That simple. And let me also, I don't have to take all that back. Let me just say this, that even if he paid the fees, it doesn't mean that he's off of the vacant property list because the properties are still vacant. What the point I want to make is, just so that we're clear, that if Umar, because the properties are on the vacant property list, Umar has to pay these fees. And if he doesn't have, if these fees aren't on there, that means that these buildings are no longer on the vacant property list. But we know that they are. So those fees we should be able to find those fees. Okay, I'll look into it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I don't think I explained that properly. Okay. Let me rephrase it just for my own mind. If Umar got these buildings up to code and got them in a state where they're not looking like bandos, then he could get off of the vacant property list. And then those fees wouldn't accrue. But because these buildings are still bandos, in essence, they're abandoned. Okay, no one's in there doing. It's not like they're functional. Then they're placed on the vacant property list, and then there's a fee that he has to pay because of that. Or I should say, his donors have to pay because of it. And this has been going on since 2020 because the first year doesn't count. Okay. All right. Yes, absolutely. The vacant property fees are supposed to be the deterrent and motivation to get them off the list, but clearly he hasn't done that. Okay, let me play the rest. It's only like a minute, then we're gonna play the other one. We're gonna be out here. Give me 5 minutes. Here we go.
FDMG, the bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. If I don't have CashApp, nor does FDMG have CashApp. I do not have a CashApp. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay.
Yeah, his CashApp got shut down. Yep.
215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Although Leo season is off to a rocky start, brothers and sisters.
Wow, this was around this time last year, if that makes sense. Wow, time flies. It's the one.
We will overcome. Shout out to all my donors. Newark, New Jersey, I'ma see you. Nat Turner, I'ma see you. Mobile, Alabama, I'ma see you. New Orleans, Louisiana, Hurricane Katrina, I'ma see you. Kenya, January, I'ma see you. FDMG is coming. We just got to lay down on floors, brothers and sisters. Lay down on floors, and we applying for a certificate of occupancy. I don't have any money in my pocket because my account is frozen. If you could send a few dollars to Dr. Umar for Apple Pay or PayPal, I would greatly appreciate it. Black Queens forever. Snow Bunnies never. Enjoy your weekend. Leo season forever. Peace.
Yeah, his right side of his face is all swollen up.
Pan Africanism.
Yeah, I think he got his ass beat by the plug. The plug wasn't playing. He said, "I need my money, ho." Let me stop. Okay, let's go back to the main video here. There's something else I want to show you guys, but we'll get into it next week. Yeah, we'll get into that one next week. But let's finish up with this one right here. We're at the end of it.
Hit that for Black boys. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. The melanin is definitely dripping. It's your big brother King Kong. You know how to reach me, 215-989-9858. You know how to reach me, 215-989-9858. Don't call me. You must text me. I do not answer the phone. Call me. Text me. Don't call me. I do not answer your phone. It's your big brother King Kong. Columbia, South Carolina is going down tonight. House of Hathor. Doors open up at 6. King Kong at 7. Q&A, photos. You know how we do. Support black businesses. $20 donation. All proceeds go to the House of Hathor. Melanin drip. Peace and Pan Africanism.
Okay, yeah, and if this lecture appears online, we'll get into that next week as well. Let me just look at. Okay, I have to do this. Let's go 10 more minutes. I just want to make sure we get through the other videos so that we can have closure on that, and we'll have research. But I got something else to show you guys. Well, I tell you, Umar, he just be talking reckless. Well, we'll get into that other one next week. Lewis X says all his followers should send him pictures of money. Listen, there are people, though, that have sent him like change. You guys know I'm talking about change because the younger people don't know what change is. Like back in the day, like pennies, nickels, and dimes. Okay. Back when we was kids, you get a penny, you would be happy. You get a nickel, you'd be ecstatic. You get a dime, especially you get a quarter. Okay. That was big time. Okay. You can buy stuff out the store with a dime back in the day, but these days you can't buy nothing with no dime. You may not even get anything with a quarter, I would think. Maybe 50 cents. But yeah, people have done that, but they've also sent him fake money too. Because Umar was mad one time. He actually, I don't know if you remember that one. Umar was mad. He posted on his Instagram page. He was pissed off because someone sent him some fake counterfeit money. It was fake money. You know, it was like $100 bills, but it was fake. poor Umar. Because I'm sure when he opened it up, he was like, yeah. He probably was looking through, he says, hey, wait a minute. Thanks, Louis Buck. Okay, I want to finish up with this one. So let's go 10 more minutes and we'll be up out of here. Here we go.
Disorder is. It's a scam that the government created with the American Psychological Association, the American Psychiatric Association, and the drug companies who publicly trade your babies on Wall Street.
Yeah, here you go.
When did we get ADD in North Philly? 1980. It was ADD, attention deficit disorder. There was no hyperactivity yet. 7 years later, in 1987, they changed it from ADD to ADHD. Why did they add hyperactivity to the definition? Because there's no drug that can make your child pay attention. The drug companies were not getting enough prescriptions off ADD. So now every time we evaluate, we have to call them hyper, even if they're not. There is no more ADD. Let me say that again. There is no more ADD. If your child does not pay attention and they are not hyper, we must still call them ADHD, no matter what. Why? To justify Ritalin, to justify Adderall, to justify Concerta, to justify Cycler, to justify Metadate. And what are these drugs that they give our children? Pharmacological equivalents to the illegal crack and speed that they lock black men up for selling on the streets of North Philadelphia every day. Help me understand why we got black men in Bradford all over the state of Pennsylvania for selling dope, but you take that same dope, put it in a bottle, call it Ritalin, and you give it to a son so he can sit still long enough to learn about Christopher Columbus. Stop doping your children. They don't need drugs, they need attention. See, a lot of this ADHD is attention disruption.
Yeah, here you go. Ain't no daddy at home attention. Yeah, but see, he's a deadbeat himself.
What do I mean by that? His daddy don't spend no time with him.
See?
His mama don't spend no time.
Umar doesn't spend no time with his kids. But see, this is Umar. This is him projecting. Because his dad didn't spend no time with him, and his mama probably didn't spend no time with him too. So this is him projecting. And he admits that he has ADHD, which is not uncommon. Plenty of people have it. He's admitted it.
When children don't get enough lap time with their caregivers at home, they go to school looking for it. And that becomes inattention and hyperactivity. But because nobody cares how the black boy feels, they only care about how the black boy behaves. Let me say that again. Nobody cares how the black boy feels. They only care about how the black boy behaves. So an internal problem is diagnosed as an externalizing disorder.
What are you talking about?
Stop the dope. And this is how you shut it down.
Well, you stop the dope yourself, you dope fiend.
When they ask you to get them tested for ADHD, you simply tell them no thank you. This is normal black boy behavior.
Yeah, his lectures are the same: rinse, recycle, and repeat. Yeah, and this particular lecture, this is old. He would give this lecture back in 2011, 2012. Yeah, I can pull up a video and show you guys. It's the same talking points.
You might wouldn't understand that because you're not black. Shut it down. Schools cannot test for ADHD. I cannot legally diagnose ADHD in any school in America. You have to get diagnosed outside of school. So if your child is in special ed for ADHD, do you know what that means? That means you took them to a clinic, one of these behavioral health centers in Philadelphia. There are also parasites who overdiagnose black kids so they can build the state. Mental health is about money. It's not about treating nobody. Let me say it again. Mental health is about money. It's not about treating nobody. You don't believe me? Go to one of these halfway houses and see if anybody's getting better. Mental health is a hustle. Mental health is a hustle. So what you tell them is, I'm not getting.
Knows a kid that's gifted, there's no extra money. So who is going to bother looking for black mentally gifted kids if they're not going to be paid for doing it?
See? I just pulled this up randomly. This is from 2011. The video now, and this video they were watching, 2026.
If you don't get them diagnosed, it's hard for them to call CPS on you. It's hard for them to call 88
thanks, TJ.
Child Protective DHS on you. But once you get them diagnosed, they can now report you for not giving them the medication. You let them in the front door by getting the outside eval. You never get a black child tested for ADHD. Never, ever, for any reason. Why? Because there's only one answer, and that's called dope. If you don't plan on turning your child into a drug addict, why in the hell did you let white folks test them for ADHD, conduct disorder, ODD, intermittent explosive disorder? It's all a scam for money. And if you try to put your child in a private school, they can legally refuse your child. Let me say it again. A private school can discriminate against special ed kids. Let me say it one more time. You say, I want to send my child to Friends Central. I'm going to pay for the tuition. You sent them that IEP. Did you send Friends Central that IEP? Because if Friends Central got that IEP or any other independent school got that IEP, they don't have to, but legally they can refuse your child on the basis that we don't have the services to provide for their disability.
Yeah, someone just sent me, and thank you to the person who sent it to me. They sent me the location for the House of Hawthorne, and it's next to a Metro T-Mobile shop and a Subway sandwich shop. That's like a small strip mall. There's a Dollar Tree and a Piggly Wiggly. Anyway, yeah, I thank you for sending that. I would show you guys, but that'd be petty. Here we go.
Ain't that a damn shame? He don't even have a reading disability. He's just lazy. Problem is his parents was lazy too. If your child is reading at least an hour a night, you are not on your job. Turn off the TV, turn off the cell phone, turn off the internet, the laptop, the iPad. Everything goes off in your house. Quiet for 60 minutes.
Quit
so
yelling.
Children can read.
I'm tired of this
And the
guy.
last thing I want to say is this. Depression for black men is going through the roof.
Umar up here, struggle speaker. He's a struggle speaker.
Depression for black men 16 to 39 years old now exceeds depression for white men of the same age. Our young men are taking their lives. And our girls were the fastest growing suicide group during COVID. Black girls from 12 to 17 started taking their lives. You know why? Unaddressed sexual abuse, unaddressed molestation.
Yeah, see, but Umar, anyway, let me let it
Unaddressed
go.
emotional abuse by their
Take care of his
mothers.
own
and
kids.
one day we have to do something about the relationship between black girls and black mothers because it is horrible. It is horrible. Don't get me wrong. Fathers and sons got a lot to work with too, but there is something traumatic and spiritually unhealthy between mothers and their daughters. And I don't know if it's because they compete for the same men or
Yeah, bougie. Mm-hmm. Yep. Hear how he talking? Yeah. Just he ain't got no data for none of this. He's just running his mouth. And he has to reduce stuff to competition for men because in his mind it's all about sex. Yeah. This guy.
and sons got a lot to work with too, but there is something traumatic and spiritually unhealthy between mothers and their daughters. And I don't know if it's because they compete for the same men or what's going on, but we got to do something about it. Well, actually, I do know what it is. A lot of mothers, although they love their daughters and are happy with the success that their daughters have achieved,
Don't say jealous.
there still can be a little bit of maternal jealousy for the
Here he go. Here he go. This guy, man, he's diabolical.
fact that you're living a life I never had a chance to. Did y'all hear what I just said? I see it all the time. And so maybe one day we got to get the daughters and mothers in here and work through some things. Maybe we got to get the fathers and sons in here and work through some things. I want to be clear about something. Y'all live in
I know some of us love our children.
You ain't been paying attention. White folks are done with black folks. And they're going to do anything that they can to usher you into the cemetery if you are silly enough not to save yourself. I don't care who wins the election in November.
He all over the place. What is he talking
I don't
about?
care who becomes the next president in 2 Novembers. Black America will never, ever again be the center of attention like we was during the Dr. King era. If we're going to be saved, we better save ourselves. In Philadelphia, blacks, we about a $3 billion economy. Why we ain't got our own black clinic?
There
Why
you
ain't got our
go.
own black supermarket?
All right, let's end this one right here. 18-minute mark. We'll pick this up to finish this up, and then I got this other one right here, which was horrible.
Historical context that Abrahamic religions are very new. This is about drinking their adrenalized blood.
Yeah, we saw some of this already. This is a different angle, but there's some stuff at the beginning you guys have to hear. It's short, so it won't take us long. We'll get to that next week. We'll finish up with the one we were watching today. Real quick, James sent me this one, and this is from 2019. We're going to the 2-hour, 7-minute mark. And Umar
Newark,
says this.
I need a venue. Oakland, California. The only reason why y'all ain't seen me back in Oakland, I haven't forgotten about Oakland. Y'all won't find no building for me. Where else? Los Angeles, we looking for a building. I got a building in San Diego. We need Oakland, we need LA, we need Milwaukee, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Jacksonville, Florida. Those are the main places I'm looking at right now, but we need venues.
Where do you write the check out to?
FDMG Academy.
FDMG Academy.
FDMG Academy. Check to FDMG Academy.
Okay.
Do not send school donations to my Cash App. My Cash App is for business and personal donation to me. School donations are not electronic. Check or money order only.
Keep it set.
What? That's called intermingling funds. Shout out to James. Watch this. Let me play that part again real quick.
Box 9634, Wilmington, North Philly. What up? West Philly, South Philly, Germantown, Mount Airy, East Oak Lane, Southwest, South Side, Darby, Yaden, the whole Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, Allentown.
He was tripping in this video.
You feel me? Jersey,
Umar think he a rapper.
Chicago, Detroit, Miami, Cali, San Diego, Phoenix, Milwaukee. What
Don't
up?
put San Diego
Newark, Brick City, Camden. What up? DC.
When are you coming to Newark? Somebody just said, when are you coming to Newark?
I need a building. I need a venue that can hold 400 for Newark. So, okay, real quick. Newark, I need a venue. Oakland, California. The only reason why y'all ain't seen me back in Oakland, I haven't forgotten about Oakland. Y'all won't find no building for me. Where else? Los Angeles, we looking for.
But I thought you're the most requested.
For a building. I got a building in San Diego. We need Oakland, we need LA, we need Milwaukee, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio, Jacksonville, Florida. Those are the main places I'm looking at right now, but we need venues.
Where do you write the check out to?
FDMG Academy.
FDMG Academy.
FDMG Academy. Check to FDMG Academy.
Okay.
Do not send school donations to my Cash App. My Cash App is for business and personal donation to me.
Cash App is for business and personal, but isn't business and personal separate? He got more money off of Cash App than anything else over the years. That was the main thing he was using for many years till it got shut down. But you see what he's saying here? That goes to show you intermingling funds. Donations for FDMG is his money. It's personal. And vice versa. Even though he don't got a job, so he don't have no personal money.
School donations are not electronic. Check or money order only.
School donations are not electronic. He's saying this in 2019, but he collected money through using GoFundMe, over $400,000. What are you talking about, Umar? That's digital. He was collecting PayPal going back to 2014. What are you talking? PayPal, that's digital. But only checks and money orders are for the school? Okay. I'm trying to tell people. Shout out to James. Yeah, I've seen this one. I think we covered it a long time ago. Yeah, we did. We covered this a long time ago because this was that same month that he acquired the abandoned buildings.
Separate. We're not playing them games. Separate.
Yeah, see, he's saying separate, but what he expressed is the commingling of funds.
Well, that's it, family. Hopefully
Black
by
power.
the next time I see this brother, it won't be time for hoodies anymore. It'll be a short sleeve.
It'll be the springtime. FDMG, we got it. Team Pan African, gangster Garveyism, Africans of the diaspora, organized for success.
He coming.
You guys, both of you guys are stupid.
That's it, everybody. God
One
willing, we'll
love.
see you next week.
I want you to tune in this coming Thursday at 7 o'clock for the Joy and Troy show. And what's the topic that you guys are talking about?
Joy, what's the topic?
Well, we're gonna go deep this
Umar trying to get out of here so he can go get some snacks.
Thursday. We're gonna ask for singles and couples to call in and talk to us about what it is that they need.
All right. Okay.
Seriously, and I'm in here getting Fruitbrella, Sexarella on y'all hoes. Yes, coming with them cheaterellas. Don't worry about my birthday. This I ain't gonna be with this test. It's the spirit of a cat. Why? Because I channeled something the other day, and this is what influenced. Well, one of the things that influenced me besides myself was boom. So it's half killer in me, half pimp, half samurai, half cheaterella. And with that being said, I'm getting my shit done. This is the vlogrella. I got my shit retwisted and I got linked up. Right, and I'm Sexarella. So I know how I'm rocking. I got to get used to having these though, so I don't my damn face.
I'm sitting there. It wasn't. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I like these. They sexy. These gonna come.
Okay, I'm back. I know I was running my mouth. My battery went out. I'm sorry. Yeah, what I was saying, and thanks, thank you guys for letting me know. Thanks, Zoe. Thanks, Samuel. Message. So what I was saying in a nutshell, I'll paraphrase. This would be like a 10-second version. Is that in my life I'm grounded because I have a family. I have children. I got children to take care of. I have a wife to take care of. Loving relationship, marriage. It grounds you. Okay. Young Pharaoh doesn't have that. Umar doesn't have that. So it's easier to get lost. And it's easier for your ego to get out of control. You get attention. You start making money. So because that's part of what happened with young Pharaoh when he really kind of got off the rails. A lot of money was coming in, and he wasn't prepared for that. But if he was grounded, okay, that would be a different situation. And I was saying, I'll propose that most of the individuals from the Black conscious space who've fallen off, most of them, if not all of them, did not have a relationship, like a grounded, loving relationship with a woman, and wasn't raising a family and raising their children, right? To where their partners hold them accountable, their children keeps them accountable too, and then they hold themselves accountable as well. See, people who don't have that, they're not going to be grounded, and that's why Umar has fallen off like he has, and yeah, young Pharaoh too. Let me let this play real quick, and we'll be up out of here. Here we go. And thank you for the super chat.
Sexy. And y'all know I had to go to my favorite, the Asians, my favorite. So I'll show y'all the finished results. I'm gonna go off for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Joy.
You gonna see if it's busting. If not, I'm a parking lot pimp, my outside pimp till I bounce. Got me a stripper pole. See what's chopping. So let me make sure I can still play the game. All right, I can still whoop y'all ass. That's all that counts. That being said, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. How? All right, y'all, we halfway through. Sexarella. These them Sexarellas. And they came out exactly how I envisioned them in my mind. I'm telling y'all right now, it was either going to be this, shark teeth, or yellow viper scales. And don't nobody better steal my yellow viper scales, because I'm still coming out with those, them yellow vipers. So don't steal my shit. But with that being said, I'm finna start popping my shit to y'all. Yes, sir. Finna start popping my shit to y'all hoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have no words for this.
That tight.
Feed my father if he's starving.
All right, and there was another one where he went to eat at a restaurant, and he has his nails and he's talking about it and stuff. Yeah. Okay. I was looking for my other earbud. I don't know what I did with it. I just had it. Okay. Thank you guys again for tuning on in. I don't plan on live streaming over the weekend, but we will be back on Monday. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thanks to the mods for handling this. Also, thanks to everyone who sent in super stickers, if you sent in super chats or gifts or anything else. Thank you for all of your support, as always. Okay, I really do appreciate all of y'all. TJ says, who is young Pharaoh, a.k.a. Real Free? Now, I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. He's been off of the rails for quite a few years now. And I always thought that he would get things turned around because he's younger, but he's getting older now, you know, and hopefully he gets some help. He needs mental health services, and I think he needs substance abuse treatment as well. Get into rehab and get that detox going on. And hopefully he will get things turned around. It's just sad. It really is. You know, there's so many people from the Black conscious space that this is how things ended up. But again, if you don't stay humble, if you don't have balance in your life, and if you don't have something to ground you, and in my case, it's my family, it's y'all too, though. But if you don't have that, then it's easy to get lost in the sauce, as we used to say. And that's what's happened with young Pharaoh. That's what happened with Umar. Furthermore, there's mental health issues, clearly, that both of them, and everyone has something. Okay? I have anxiety that comes up, and I have to deal with that. But everyone has something. But if you get to the point where you need professional mental health services, you got to go get those services. And Umar, clearly, he hasn't done that. And young Pharaoh, he's just gotten worse and worse. And hopefully he gets all of the help that he needs, and the sooner the better. Okay. Thank you, TJ. All right. Hope you all enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy the show, make sure you hit that like button before you head on out of the building. And I will be back next week unless something crazy happens over the weekend. Okay. All right. And as we always
Ladies, if you misbehave, you got to come to the timeout room, and you're going to get paddled. My beautiful African queens, my butter almond and butter pecan, my caramel, my guave, my chocolate fudge, my African buttercream, my pina colada, my caramel, my cinnamon, my nutmeg queens. If you misbehave, you got to come and get.
I don't mean to pause, but this is so huge. Remember to stay grounded. And I want to issue a public apology real quick. So there's a brother, when Umar went out there to Detroit to go speak, there's a brother, I think his name is Kamara. Remember, well, that's his government name. So let me take that. But there's Minister Shabazz out there, and he used to talk shit about me back in the day. Okay, but the thing that I didn't know is that he had some serious health issues, and I want to apologize. So I kind of clowned him because Umar was going back out there, and I kind of clowned him last week, but I didn't know all of the details. But since that time, I've looked into it, and I just want to issue a public apology because that's real life. Okay, so whatever I might think about Umar, or people who support Umar, they've platformed him, they support him, they've defended him, they've even gone at me in defense of Umar. That's one thing, but when we talk about life and health, that's a whole nother thing. So humbly, I want to apologize, and this is part of staying grounded. Okay, all right. And I wish that brother the best. Okay, real talk.
3 strokes. Oh yes, with the RBG paddle.
Got one question. The Charles principle. Woo. Every time I turn around, there's another paint day going down. Another speech, another grand plan, another promise that began. Talking real big, talking real tall, got an answer for it all. Everybody looking to see how this story ends, wondering if the school ever opening. One day it's this, next day it's that. Everybody laughing in the Cookie Crush chat. Is this the man that claims to be the boss? Every conversation turns into a cookie-free call. Ooh, the mold keeps growing. Ooh, the grass need mowing. Ooh, FDMG keeps rolling on. The Charles principle. The Charles principle. The one who's paddling your mom. That Charles principle. Every week another big reveal. Every donation is money he steals. Oh, that Charles principle. Occasion. That Charles principle. Everybody singing while the groove rolls on, trying to figure out what's going on.
All right, thanks again, everybody.
Always an excuse for the school's delay, a different explanation every single day. A cell phone and a park is all he needs when he should be applying for jobs on Indeed. The chat starts coming, the memes start flying. He starts screaming and you know he's lying. Scrubbing toilets, painting mold. Every year this story's getting old. Losing donors day by day. All donations increase his pay. Ooh, the mold keeps growing. Ooh, the grass need mowing. Ooh,
oh, you're welcome.
FDMG keeps rolling on. That Charles principle. The one who's paddling your mom. That Charles principle. Every week another big reveal. Every donation is money he steals. Oh, that Charles principle. Ooh, the one with the speech for every occasion. That Charles principle. Everybody singing while the groove rolls on, trying to figure out what's going on.
Next kilo. Yeah, everyone, please have a good weekend. Thanks, Deshaun.
Now somebody asks one question, and somehow gets a 30-minute lesson. Somebody tell me, is this your guy? 14 years and running with this lie. Cookie Crush chat, break it down. Is that him? Is that him? That's him. That's him. Is that another live stream? That's him. That's him. Is that another speech? That's him. That's him. Is that another explanation? That's him. Well, all right then, Charles principle. The one everybody knows by name. That Charles principle. He keeps rolling on, and somehow the life's still holding strong. That Charles principle.
Yeah, you too. You have a great weekend. Hey, Francisco. Yeah, good night, Soul. Not mine, but y'all's. Yeah. Thanks, MP.
That Charles
Yeah, BB. Hey, that's y'all's principle with no principle. That's right. Thanks for tuning in, Nina Boo. Shout out to Black Mario too, by the way. All right, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back next week with another live stream. And thank you again for tuning on. And thanks for all the support too here on my YouTube page. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Love y'all. Take care. Peace.